Friends, imagine a world where every drop of water is more precious than gold. People are struggling to find even a sip to drink, let alone enough to do their daily chores. In this harsh reality, the rich remain untouched by the suffering that surrounds them. But for the poor, life is a constant battle for survival. This is the story of one such family, the Holmes family, caught in the grip of a waterless world. It's Ernest, the head of the Holmes family, who lives with his wife Catherine, daughter Mary, and young son Jerome in a parched village. Ernest inherited a piece of land from his father, land that was once fertile and full of life. But now, without water, it's nothing more than dry, barren earth. Ernest tried to get help from the government, but no one believed his land could still be saved. So taking matters into his own hands, he started digging, hoping against hope to find water underground. One day, as Ernest was working in his field, two thieves appeared, eyeing the water pumping machine he'd set up. But Ernest was no stranger to danger. He was ready for them, and when they tried to attack, he defended himself and his machine, killing them on the spot. It was a desperate act in desperate times, where people were driven to the edge over something as basic as water. Despite his victory over the thieves, Ernest's luck didn't hold out. The little water that had been seeping from his machine stopped altogether. Now, he had no choice but to find another spot to dig and try again. Determined, he set out with Jerome to visit the Watermen, a group working for a big corporation that extracts the remaining underground water to supply it to the rich in the city. Ernest pleaded with them, explaining how their big machines had drained the last of the water from his land. But Max, the leader of the Watermen, brushed him off. With no other options, Ernest and Jerome returned home, only to face more misfortune. Their donkey, already weakened by thirst, broke its leg, and Ernest had to put it out of its misery. Search of a solution, Ernest bought an old robot at an auction. He hoped the robot could help with the heavy lifting around the farm. Though he had some luck in acquiring the robot, things took a darker turn when he visited his wife Catherine in the hospital. Catherine had been in an accident and was unable to walk, relying on an expensive wire system to help her move. Ernest couldn't afford to bring her home, so they visited her as often as they could. Inside the hospital, Ernest ran into an old friend, Bobby, who was homeless and mentally unstable. Despite his own struggles, Ernest shared what little water he had with Bobby, showing his kind heart in a world that had none left. Back home, Ernest's daughter Mary asked for money to leave the village with her lover, Pelham. Ernest, knowing Pelham's true nature, refused and locked Mary in her room to keep her safe. But Pelham wasn't just after Mary, he also wanted Ernest's new robot. He tried to steal it, and when Ernest confronted him, Pelham had him beaten by the Watermen. After a brutal fight, Pelham left Ernest to die in the desert, framing the robot for his death. Meanwhile, Jerome, unaware of Pelham's betrayal, mourned his father's death and struggled with his anger. Pelham, taking advantage of the situation, married Mary and took over the farm, which was finally yielding crops again thanks to a secret pipeline he had Max install. But Pelham's greed led him to a terrible act. He sold Bobby's child to pay off his debts, leading to Bobby's death. When Jerome discovered the truth through the robot's recordings, he lured Pelham into a trap. In a final confrontation, Jerome killed Pelham, avenging his father's death and ensuring his sister would never know the dark truth. With Pelham gone, Jerome and Mary took over the farm, determined to build a better life for their family. Though the road ahead was still difficult, they found solace in knowing they had each other. So, friends, this story shows us the lengths people will go to survive, the sacrifices they'll make, and the darkness that can arise when the basic necessities of life are stripped away. If you found this story gripping, make sure to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more captivating stories. And don't forget to comment below on what you think about the struggles of Ernest and his family. Until next time, stay curious and keep watching.